What's up everyone on the internet? Thank you for making this video party. I'm so excited to upload one for you guys because we're finally in May, which means it's time for some anime reviews. See what I did there? Anyway, for the rest of this month, we'll be taking a look at several anime that may interest you. And to start things off, we'll be taking a look at a classic, and that will be the original Teen Titans. Okay, I know it's not anime, but it is sort of anime inspired, and come on, it is top level tier cartoon animation, and it just makes you wonder, what was Cartoon Network thinking of when they came up with Teen Titans Go? And just so you know, we're not going to talk about Teen Titans Go. Anyway, Teen Titans is an American cartoon that kind of focuses around the sidekicks of the DC Universe, where we have characters like Robin, Raven, Starfire, Cyborg, and Beast Boy form a team, fight crime, and take down the bad guys. And as a kid, I always liked Beast Boy more because I always thought it was kind of cool to have the ability to transform into any animal. But as an adult, I actually relate a lot more to Cyborg because he's kind of like the big brother of the group who likes to play video games, eat, and work on his tech. Anyway, this cartoon was released back in 2003 and it had a good run up in 2006 where for whatever reason it was canceled. But during that time, this was the definitive superhero cartoon that most millennials watched back in the day. Man, I remember singing through that opening song. I always loved hearing the lyrics like, when there's trouble, you know who to call. Teen Titans. It never occurred to me that there was also a Japanese version of the song that they would also play every now and then on Cartoon Network. Not only that, but this cartoon also had some Japanese songs in its soundtrack, so it's pretty cool to see how this American cartoon took some inspiration from Japanese culture. One of the things that I really like about this show is that while I love watching other superhero cartoons like Justice League and Static Shock, Teen Titans was kind of the one that opened me up to the world of DC Comics. Which is crazy because for a long time it took me a while to realize that Slade, who's practically the main villain of the show, is actually Deathstroke. And that's another thing I like about the show, the villains. Throughout the entire show, you watch our 5 heroes encounter countless villains, and you really get to see a wide variety of crazy characters. I mean, there's one supervillain who's sort of this fat, overweight geek who calls himself Control Freak, and now that I think about it, he would actually be my arch nemesis because he's sort of like the dark side version of me in terms of nerd culture appreciation. Now, even though this cartoon is packed with a lot of single story based episodes, that doesn't mean that each season has an overall story. Throughout the series, there are several long running episodes that show you that each season has an overall game plan in terms of where they want to go in story. In the first 2 seasons, our characters go up against Slade, who's basically looking for an apprentice in order to help him take down the Teen Titans and take over the world. Season 3 is mostly filler as it's mainly packed with a lot of single story based episodes that have our Teen Titans go on different adventures. Season 4 is when we get to see this show ramp things up as we start involving Trigon, who's practically the devil in DC Comics and is also Raven's father. Anyway, season 4 mainly focuses around Raven, who sees that it's her destiny to open up a portal for her father to come to Earth and bring about the end of the world. And I gotta tell you, that season in particular, they really dive deep into the underworld and Armageddon concept of the story that makes you forget that this is a cartoon meant for kids. And we haven't even gotten to season 5, which is meant to be the overall endgame to the entire series. Season 5 mostly focuses on a criminal organization known as the Brotherhood of Evil, which is led by a dude who doesn't really age well and has been on this earth for a very long time, a girl who can morph her body into any shape or form, a talking gorilla, and a talking brain in a jar. Yep, that's right. But throughout the entire 5th season, we get to watch the Teen Titans rally an army of heroes while the Brotherhood of Evil rallies an army of villains. And looking back at it now, I can see that this was the cartoon version of Kingdom Come. For those of you who don't know, Kingdom Come is a 1996 comic that really focuses on Superman rallying an army of heroes to battle Lex Luthor's army of villains. And as you watch this 5th and final season, you really do get to see both sides get ready to go to war with each other. And prior to the big battle, this series decides to have its Order 66 moment. I'm not saying that there's a big betrayal, but the bad guys do manage to get the upper hand where we sadly see some of our heroes get taken out. But as we get to the big battle, we soon have our endgame moment where we see Robin standing in front of all the heroes and then yelling, "Titans, go!" before leading the charge. And as you watch both armies clash one another, you really get to see the final battle between good versus evil. And as a kid, I seriously thought that this was the coolest thing on TV. And honestly, this is where the show should have ended because one episode later and on a crazy cliffhanger, the series was canceled, which I'm pretty sure this made a lot of fans very angry, but the showrunners managed to make one single movie that kind of acts as a proper send-off to the series. And the movie's basically about the Teen Titans going to Japan to solve a mystery as if they were Scooby-Doo, and for an hour-long film, I was pretty satisfied. Seeing the Teen Titans get mixed up in Tokyo where the movie goes all out on its anime-inspired story, it sort of makes up for that season 5 cliffhanger. Almost. But overall, I really loved watching this show as a kid, and this truly was a gemstone back in the early 2000s. While Nickelodeon had Avatar: The Last Airbender, Cartoon Network had Teen Titans, which meant that it was a really good time to watch cartoons as a kid. Well, that's going to do this video, guys. That was my overall view for Teen Titans. If you like what you saw, click the subscribe button so you can get the latest updates from this channel. I'll see you next time with a brand new video. Bye-bye.